you want to call it, the return of that. So in many languages we have the actual one God, but we also have the son of that God, which is a part of you in actuality, in the esoteric sense, is a part of you when dealing with the laws as above, so below. But also we have what we call a Messiah, or Messiahs, not just one, I don't believe. It's going to come back that even though you are God, and you are the Christ that they're talking about, we got one of the exalted Christ figures that will jumpstart your brain, you know, because you know how that is, y'all. You know how that is. We need somebody to jumpstart the brain. So that person is probably on the planet. Well, it's not probably, it is on the planet at this particular time. That person or those people, you see what I'm saying? In different realms of different natures, we talk about these messiahs and all. And it's coming up right out of you in the hells of North America because the white man already done told you that when I get into this stuff. So, we're going to invoke the God of Batalar because he presides over the head and he don't take no junk. And we're going to do this in the Yoruba religion. And remember now, the best I read this thing, when it gets to the heavens, the angels or the angelic hosts or the gods will correct it and give it to him. But I learned now that he usually presides over my ceremonies as well as Melchizedek, as well as Metatron, as well as Medulla, Aten, all of this we're going to get into. So we're going to invoke the God, what we call the God Ovatala. But first we want to do some libation. So let's do this thing right quick, let's get it on. So we're going to call out some gods. I'll call out the gods and then you go Ashe, and I'll tell you to call out a few ancestors. Okay, Ovatala, Ashe, Heru, Ashe, Osa, Ashe, Aset, Ashe, Shango, Ashe, Allah, Ashe. Okay, Metatron, Ashe, Medulla, Aten, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, let's do a few more. Sekhmet, Ashe, Ashe, Hathor, Heru, Ashe, who? Tahuti, Ashe. Come on.
Theodore Roosevelt Jones.
Ashe. This is. You can give me some. Come on, give me some no gods. Anybody out here? Who? No, we're going to get some gods. A few more gods. Give me about 3 more gods. Anybody know some gods in that industry? Who? Ashe.
Osiris.
I said Osiris. Anybody, what did you say, sister? Anybody say something? Okay, that's enough gods. Okay, now let's get some ancestors. Somebody has to give me some more water to drink. Cool. This is for me to drink, or this is... Okay, flush in the head. All right. Now, okay, do some ancestors. I do my grandmother, Irene Shaw. I do my aunt, Mabel D. Ford. Ashe. My grandfather, Raymond Shaw. Ashe. My father, Ali Hemmitt. Ashe. Junior. I don't have that many people to die in my family that much. That's the rest. So come on.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Ashe. Unassisted bastard.
Willie Frank.
Ashe.
Eugene Turner.
Ashe.
All our Muslim fathers.
Ashe.
Miles Bellman.
Ashe. Give me two more. Ashe. We go all. Okay, now let's invoke the God Ovatala, the Christ figure of the Yoruba religion, or what we call the Santeria now, which traveled across to the South America and Cuba, and they hid it up under the Egyptian deities, they hid it up under the Catholic deities. And this is a invocation to the God Ovatala. We already got the ancestors coming in, and they're going to preside, and they're going to give you the spirit to let this thing go fast. And this is the God Ovatala, who is at the head, the crown, the Christ figure, since we're doing something on the Christ figure tonight. Okay, and it goes like this, Ovatala. Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Parameta, Guai, Parameta, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Parameta, Guai, Parameta, Aku, Baba, Li, Baba, Kuroro, Opio, Li, Lelilo, Oku, Yi, Bendelo, Baba, Ali, Baba, Kui, Uro, Omi, Lino, Baba, Kui, Uri, Omi, Lino, Okuni, Bendelo, Ovatala, Iku, Shelo, Ishelo, Hi, Ovatala, Ife, Lumela, Ila, Pasalo, Ife, Lomelo, Pasalo, Ile, Kui, Omo, Ku, Oro, Oba, Tela, Tuma, Obatala, Ali, Alili, Baba, Li, Baba, Kui, Uro, Omi, Lino, Okuni, Bandelo, Baba, Kui, Uro, Omi, Lino, Guai, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Guai, Lomeo, Pera, Miki, Guai, Guai, Lomeo, Pera, Miki, Guai, Pera, Mio, Keo, Guai, Lomeo, Guai, Pera, Metio, Guai, Pera, Miki, Guai, Pera, Meta. And this is the invocation of Obatala, is to bring us the spirit, and we need to get on down with some business, because now we got the power and the juice among us that we can get down. Now, let's go into this. Number one, I want to introduce the Empress, or you would say the Queen Mother, for you, the Empress, the head goddess of the Washita Nation in, what, Monroe, Louisiana now is one part of it, or we say the entire United States as is her land, but we're talking about right now, you say this would be your capital at this particular point in Monroe, Louisiana. This particular woman owns doggone near all of the land in the United States, despite what you have learned. Her people was here, what, 2,000 years before Christ, or what? 6,000 years before Christ. And she's a part of the Washita Nation. She is the heir of the throne, and we want you to go, and I guess, did you bring down some Return of the Ancient One books?
No, but they will be.
There will be. I want you to buy this book when Black Media gets it in, called The Return of the Ancient Ones, and read up on the history of how we own the land and how the indigenous Native Americans that you call Indians were nomads, where the royalties were the people that owned the land. That is the reason why, when it came down after all of the stuff, the Indians couldn't produce the papers, but the black woman produced the papers. What's that, brother? Huh? Yes, I want you to come on up and introduce her properly. This is a woman, and you are actually looking at history. All you got to do is read. You're actually looking at history, and you will hear more of her during the last days, because she is a part of the entire whole thing. We want to introduce her properly as royalty is supposed to be introduced. Come on up. Oh, you just want to stand right here? You got the camera on?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, stand right here and move.
I wish to introduce to you Her Highness, the Empress Verdiasi Tierra Washita Turner Tunica Elbe Gosen Elbe, Empress of the Washita. They dug the mountain. That means we dug the mountains.
Right here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, for you all, you need to go by Black Media and get the video so you can find out the history on this sister. And when you find out the history in your mouth, you remember, I met her. You didn't meet her, but you will be seeing her in Atlanta or wherever, or you'll be living on her land or something. But you will see her in the future. And you go up in there. Right, what I'm saying, exactly. But I'm saying when they officially know about it, the deaf, dumb, and blind. Not you all in here, but you know what I'm talking about. Now, okay. First of all, I got some good news for all the brothers and sisters that's a part of the Moorish Science Temple and a part of the Moorish Nation, which is the Washita Nation. I got some good news. Number one, I went out to the federal penitentiary in June. I did an election, and I did some stuff, and went in and stuff with Ahmad Muhammad and everybody. But when I got through, I mentioned something about the Moors, and I noticed people going crazy. When I got through, some brothers came up and said, will you please get us some information and teach us some information on the Moors of Spain? And I said, okay, fine. 2 weeks ago, I went back out to the federal pen. And it was already fixed into the cosmos, because the day before that, on that Friday, I was in Oxford bookstore and was looking down, and I looked at this book. It caught my attention. It was in the Islamic section, which we'll get some at home. I think they should be ordering them. I think my brother December's supposed to be ordering at Black Media. For you in town, they want to get it. And I looked down, and this white company with one brother from the Moorish Orthodox Church of America has put out a book. His name is Peter Lambert Wilson. And this is called The Scattered Drift. Essays on the Migration of Islam, and it is a book that is dealing with the life of Noble Drew Ali. In this particular book, for the Moors of America, in this particular book, and it goes into the science, and his brother's done a great job. And it also goes into Sufism, part of the Nation of Islam, and all this, and this is one of the good books. And he went to this white company, but they did, well, whatever. You got to use what you got to use, I guess, where you are. And they put out a beautiful book called The Scattered Drift by Peter Lambert Wilson. Essays on the Migration of Islam, and right in the middle of on the cover, they got Brother Noble Drew Ali on the cover with the Sphinx and all this. So this was one of the presents that I wanted to actually, what I would say, introduce to that and introduce to you the brothers and sisters of the Moorish tribe, or the Moorish nation, excuse me, and I'm going to give this to the Empress as a present. As a present. So, you can print that. Now, for you just going back to your part of the Washington Nation, you can get the actual library card, this number, and the actual, you actually just go ahead and write the company and get a whole bunch of them, you know, and all that. So I wanted to give that to you so you can do that, because I thought it was something great. Number one, I'm going to start, but I think I might need that light, you know, because this is blinding me, and I might need that light to do what I have to do. Number one, we have in what we call Christianity or Hebrewism, we have an archangel by the name of Melchizedek. Remember that name, because he is on the scene. He's also Obatala, Metatron, Aten. These names are Aten, and he goes on back, Awas. All this is a part of the same one God, Melchizedek, that they call an archangel in Christianity, but he is actually a God, because we understand that we are all gods, so the hierarchy can be nothing but God. Awas, or Melchizedek, or Metatron, presides, or Obatala, well, we deal with Melchizedek, presides over the head of the 24 scientists that some of you know, they call the High Council of Elders, they call it Great White Brotherhood, talking about the white Christ light, that you got to be black to get it, or have the melanin to get it. The Great White Brotherhood, or we would call the Black Rite of Osiris, the Black Rite of Osiris, that is the chief rite of the mysteries of Isis in Kemet. Their celestial realm where they reside is nothing but our brothers and sisters up high in what you would call the heavens. Now, Melchizedek, this particular God or angel, the head of the host, is in touch with me, as well as other brothers and sisters that's on the frequency. One is Imam Esau, that you know, that you saw, look and say, them little crazy people out there. That a crazy man, y'all call that crazy man, is hooked up with Melchizedek, and is a form of Melchizedek, because I'm a form of Melchizedek, and we're talking about the aspect or the nature of that which comes with black people. So several other people hooked up with Melchizedek, the council of the head of the AA, or the head of the Sirius star system. Now, we call it interplanetary brotherhood. There's so many names. Now, one of the things we need to get into is this. The time is up. God's gonna come like a thief in the night, and for any of you people that is looking over anything other than a few years latency, we talking about few months, you look for 84 and you deal with 85 if you ain't ready and God spares it to come in. You look for that. But right now you're supposed to be living one day at a time. Okay? Number one, anybody that's looking at this thing and thinking they got a future in the hells of North America, under this government for the next 10 to 20 years, you're already dead. You're already dead. God is going to come like a thief in the night. There is no more grace period based on Melchizedek. The time is up. You see, now that's kind of scary because some of y'all are saying they ain't ready. But it's really, this is nothing over your head. It's nothing no more fundamental than what they was telling you in the church. Don't let the hearse take you to church. You don't know when he's coming back or whatever. We're telling you that that time is now. And that time is one thing is to topple this government and get the beast off the planet. Take it or let it alone. We got a whole bunch of people, but we're dealing with the people that's on the frequency and already know what time it is, okay? Now, remember like I said before, this is all in your Bible, and it's the same thing for you Christians, for you Muslims, it's the same thing. We all at one call. We're all black people, and we know it all came from us. We invented it, okay? And we wrote them laws that you call. We wrote them laws because we are the gods, as it says in John chapter 10, verse 34. Okay, whatever. Now,
36.
4 to 36. Okay. What is happening is this. There is going to be, I'm setting you up to go into what's going on. How you doing? I'm so glad you're here. This is one of the sisters that's instrumental in my life as far as being a sister on point and spiritual. I got another sister that's instrumental as far as being my other half, a priest of the God that sent me. And I got a brother here. This brother here, by the name of Joseph, is a God that came to assist me also. And bam, we got power all around us. It's already hooked up. Okay, now, I'm setting you up. We're talking about the rise of the Son of Man upon the West, or the reconstruction, or restoration, or reconstitution, or the re-reparation, or whatever you want to call it, the re-rise of what they call an extremities of ancient Kemet, Cam, which means black, the black land, ancient Africa in the West. Okay, they're talking about you here in the West. Why are they talking about you here in the West? They're talking about you here in the West because whether you like it or not, number one, the black man and black woman is the most hated on the planet because you are the original people. You're the most hated on the planet. But there's one thing that's most hated on the planet other than the black man and black woman, and that is the black man and black woman in the hells of North America. That even your own brothers and sisters don't like particularly. We get along with you, but I'm saying is you are the most, and one reason why, because you are the ones that's totally left brain dead in the Western Hemisphere. Everybody else has some remnant of culture. South America with the 80,000 black people there. Jamaica, the islands, any place you go with the black people in the diaspora have some remnant of culture. You understand? The only one that was left totally brain dead that identifies with the oppressor totally is the black man and woman in the hells of North America. You understand? Who identify with the master wholly. You understand? And who are going through that kind of hell and ridicule and that type of torment, being directly under the foot of the most powerful beast. We got the beast is the European governments all over, but the stronghold are the most thorough, what you call the concentrated form of the beast, or the most powerful extra TNT energizer form is American government, and the most hideous form of government on the planet. So hideous until you love it. That's what makes it even worse. Because remember now, the devil works, as they say in the yogis or the Vedas or whatever, as called Maya, which means illusion. And for the mere fact that you love America to this day, that you are actually shattering at the fact that I'm telling you that this baby is over, let you know that you are that much in hell over anybody else. Remember Bob Marley said that he took his reggae entourage and rise of revolutionary music all over the world, and the only thing that eluded him to the day he died in 1981 was he never really got the African in America. You see, not African American, because American is Satanist, and if you Satan, the beast, and if you're African American, you're an African Satanist. And the only one that slipped by him is he couldn't get the brothers and sisters over here. You only got into it basically after he died. You know that thing, you know how it goes. Somebody died, you say, oh, Bob Marley, you go run and get stuff. You know, a few people here and there was getting into it, but we talk about it as a mainstream. And you really didn't get into it until the dance hall came in, you know. You see, the dance hall came in, you see. Shower racing is one of the most popular times you've ever even witnessed anything coming from outside of America as a music based on that. So, we know that you are the most dead soldiers. Number two, I want to get into one thing. Number one, to let you know that ye are gods. The European and the secret societies understand one thing. They understand that in order for them to become gods, they must come you. I have a card here, and I don't know, I might pass around, but I might not get it back, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And this card, you see, well, I'll go ahead and try it. Y'all give me my card back now. Last time I did that, some stuff didn't get back to me. You know how it is, little brothers and sisters. On that card, you have a picture. You have on that card, this is a tarot card. The tarot is the fortune telling, but it's actually a scientific level that's coming off of the tree of life. And on that card, it came out of actually Kemet. On that card, that is the card called the Lovers. And on that card has a picture of a black man who they announced as a Moorish king and a white woman. And they're saying it's called the Alchemy of Marriage. And that particular marriage is, in order for the white man to gain the melanin, he must be married in some way or form to black people, not necessarily that kind of marriage as far as you go into marriage. They're talking about as far as using alchemy, a system that can rise, that can re-rise, actually put the melanin in them, which they call making souls for the non-aberrant man. You see, for the aberrant man. They mean to make a soul and to make a non-aberrant man. Look at the word aberrant. It means abnormal, unusual. Look at the dictionary. Abnormal, unusual, as opposed to normal, usual, and natural. It's unnatural. Okay? You know the whole thing between them white rats is an unnatural rat and the white rat is an unnatural rat. You don't see no white rat running around in your house. But yet when they go make medicine, they make the medicine for white people, they get the white rats. They're telling you that the medicine is not for you because we understand this prescription drugs shut down the melanin. That's why they give you the Medicaid and the Medicare, what you call it, because they want to shut down that melanin. You understand? Because we are in a melanin war. So y'all keep that going. So that particular, so what they're talking about is that marriage where they're actually saying that we are abnormal. And I'll get some notes on it if you need the stuff for it. But listen, a book you need to get is called The People with a Secret, which is talking about the Sufis, but it's actually talking about the Moors in Spain. They just don't say Moors because they know that you would know they were black. It actually came to the West to lift the beast up. And in the book it says, the spiritual alchemy makes souls for the abnormal man. In the book. And in this book they talk about a prophecy of Elijah reincarnated, which I'm going to get into because we got some stuff on that also. Also, in here, there's a part in alchemy that's called the Great Works. Remember that name because I'm going to be talking about the Great Works. The Great Works is none other than nothing. Now, the Great Works, in the process of the Great Works is something called the Negrito. Now, the Negrito means it's the first stage of the work. The Negrito are the black stage, called the black crow, a crow's head, a raven's head, a black sun, symbolizes by the dead rotting corpse of the bird, a black man. You see, the black man, a dead king, eaten by the wolf. That dead king is Osiris. When you get this, and it also has something to do with the mysteries of Solomon where he goes, "Oh ye, I am black and comely." That's why they say in Masonry you have the Temple of Solomon and everything is the sons of Solomon because Solomon is black, and to go into Masonry and to go up to the degrees of white Masonry, you have to become black. But this particular stuff that was introduced to the Europeans in Spain when the Moors, the black Moors ruled Spain for 700 years or longer, they introduced this to them in Masonry. That's why you see the Masonry goes from Christianity and it goes into an Islamic symbol when you go high up in the degrees. The white Masonry was introduced into Masonry because to try to lift them up when they opened up the 16 universities in Spain. Go get the golden age of the Moors and read up on the actual stuff that happened in Spain. Well, they also introduced Masonry as well as education to lift the beast up who was in a dark age because it was a spiritual prophecy that they had to lift the beast up and give him a certain amount of time to rule before they came in and killed them. And one of the ways of doing this was spiritual alchemy, which since the Moors left, they put this guy Saint Germain up on the high levels and gave him the melanin. And since he left, there's been a 98% failure rate. We only know of one person after that by the name of Fukanelli who actually achieved the great works, which is nothing but the actual process of gaining melanin. Melanin, the key carbon substance of the universe. Stick with me because this is a lecture on melanin too. Okay? Now, so that's what's going on, and that card symbolizes that Aleister Crowley's Tarot deck. Number one, let me explain some things about this God concept. I told you this in your Holy Quran. It says in the Holy Quran, this is the Lord that moves both laughing and the weeping, laughter and weeping. All things must return to God. He is the God that created both male and female from one single ejaculated semen. He is the God that bestows and enriches and will create all things anew. He is the Lord of Sirius, right in the surah of the Quran. Okay? Now what do they mean? Something that creates that means you're talking about Allah. The El, which means God, and the La, or the Lot, which means the triple blackness of space, and the actual goddess mother, which you would have. You get two words, the mother and the son. Allah. You have the triple blackness of space that's in the constellation of Draco. Triple blackness of space. It's so blue-black and so black that you can't even see it. So it has to reveal itself. And by revealing itself, it takes a nether-axe, which is the number 7, which is a nether-axe, and it cuts open the south gate, which is the vagina, and it reveals itself as the first star. That first star is called El, or Al, which is the reflection of the La, or the Lot, which means the triple blackness of space that you can't see. So the reflection is the first star of 8 stars. It's number 8, and it's called An. You get the word Allah, which is mother and God, in one sentence, in one word. You get the word Sophis in Greek, which means the same thing. Or you get the great mother Nut and her son Sut, or the great mother Aten and her son Sut, which is the first primordial God of all times called black. When we say to God Jehovah, when we say to God Yahweh, when we say to God Allah, we're talking about nothing but the same expression of the first blue-black God in Kemet called Sut. Later on fashioned as Ptah, Osar, and Amen, or Ra, you see. Now, this particular science is going on. So what is going on here? Let's get into this expression of God. You have 7 chakras in your body. You have more than that. You have 7 major. You even have some below the genitals and some up above the head. You got the 7 chakras, the navel chakra, the root chakra, which is at the sacral vertebrae. You have the heart chakra, the spleen chakra, the throat chakra, the brow chakra, and the crown chakra. When the crown chakra is lit, or magnified, or manifested through going through the triple blackness of space, which is the melanin at the base of the brain, even though melanin is all through your nervous system, the melanin at the base of the brain. Once it goes up into that triple blackness of space, in your brain, to remember that. As above, so below. As under, as on top. As within, as without. Those are the laws of the universe. You're nothing but the microcosm of the macrocosm. You are a small piece of the greater universe, which makes you God. Okay? If I do this little scenario, I get a bucket of water, say that's the universe, and I take a cup and dip in that bucket of water. Is not the contents in the cup the same as the one in the big bucket of water? It's just a little smaller. In your body is a small universe, okay? Now, when this particular Kundalini rises and the chakras line up and this energy of God rises up through the triple blackness of space, which is at the base of the skull and the top of the spine, called the medulla oblongata, the mouth of God, that chakra. Your crown chakra lights up based on the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and all of this. That lighting up is nothing but a reflection of a star. That crown chakra is on Jesus' head, which Jesus means title. Christ means title. You just know one man who got the Christhood, and you think that's the only Son of God. Okay? There's 7 Christs. There's 16 crucified saviors. Get Percy Graves' book, 16 crucified saviors. 17 with no more. Black Christian, the Black Buddha, the Black Heru, which is being the primordial Christ of all time, which is the part of this lecture. The Aten. Okay? Metatron is a form of the Christ because Jesus, the one that you know of, was in the order of Melchizedek or Metatron. Okay? Once this thing lights up, you become a star. A small star. After you leave this realm and go to other realms and complete certain graduations, your final graduation salvation after so many years by doing the right thing. Because after you leave this classroom, you got to go to another classroom. Your final resting place, your final manifestation is nothing but a small star in the universe. So when you see those stars out there, all that was once somebody's soul. Check? That's why I'm said, don't tell me about the stars. We put them there. That was once somebody's soul. That star is the ultimate expression of your soul that you can get to. Allah being the first, or you would say Sut, Jehovah, Yahweh, being the first is nothing but the magnification of the first human soul that manifested into God. Okay? Like I said, Allah, he said God set up laws. He can't set up a law until he goes through it. Then he makes it a law. That means the first one that you worship was the first one. It's just that you on down the line, but you are God too, because we all are part of the one whole. Everybody got that? Well, if you don't get the tape, and check it out. Okay, we got to go on. So that's the stuff, all right? Because we got to go right on. Okay, I'm doing good with time. Okay, dealing with time. Anybody got some gold seal? But I'm going to need something after I get through this. I know I'm going to catch a cold. So somebody get me some gold seal or whatever when I go so I can be all right. Now, the Eon of Maya, what is Maya? Maya is an ancient Egyptian word, an ancient Kemite word that means truth, balance, order, righteousness, reciprocity, getting the stage and everything and the black nation back together on the true nature and the true order that it was once run. You understand? That is called Maya. Eon of Maya, which is an estimated projection by a guy by the name of Freda Atchett, which was a part of the secret society called the OTO, which is his head was Aleister Crowley, by using the Holy Kabbalah, which is nothing but the precursor of your Bible. You just know the exoteric part of your Bible, but there's a whole other Bible called the Holy Kabbalah. The Holy Kabbalah, you can get some of Kabbalah, which is the breakdown of you and the breakdown of the universe, which your Bible comes from, because the Kabbalistic priest gave you this Bible, and Jesus was a part of that Kabbalistic order with the Essenes or the Gnostic or the Sethians, coming out of Alexandria, Egypt, or Kemet, which is the prime time when they took all the stuff out of the mystery system of Kemet and turned it over and made what you call your first part of the Christendom, or the Gnostics. You understand? Even your Hebrew, all of this comes out of Kemet. Now, studying the Kabbalah and breaking it down, he found out that there was a time, 44 years from 1948, was the Eon of Horus, or the Eon of Maya, to be established. That time, if you add it up, that would be 1992. Since we're about 10 years from behind on the calendar, the original calendar being your Soctic calendar, coming from Africa, or Kemet, then you have the Judean calendar, then you have the Bulgarian calendar, the one that we are on, with 10 years behind time based on the white boy time. At that time, 1994 would be the year 2000, or about 12 years behind. In actuality, 1992 was the year 2000, based on the science we got from the sister and some other spiritual people that we worked together and we got this particular science. Now, with that in mind, 44 years from 1948 would be what? 1992, I believe, which would actually be the year 2000. Now, dealing with the Chinese calendar, this is 1998, because their calendar is close to the original calendar, a few years off. It's 1998, which in 1998 it would still make it, about 4 years off, that would still make it around 1992, because 1994, as the Chinese have it, is called the Year of the Dog. And the Year of the Dog is the dog star, or Allah, and it's the Year of the Dog. When we went to New York, the Chinese were walking around with big signs saying, this is the end of the world coming 1994. You remember 2 years ago they had on the news and people was laughing at them. They said it was the end of the world because they would think they was on point because they knew that the year 2000 was 1992. And based on their calendar, 1998. See, they on point. You understand? We're behind time. Okay? Now, the Year of the Dog. Now, based on some things, we had the white boy had only a few years to rule, a couple of, well, let's say it was good 500 years to rule, totally. He had almost he's been fighting since the days of Horus, and we can go all the way back to 6,000 years. We can go all the way back. but when he ruled totally, because remember, in order for Maya to be established, the devil has to rule completely, is what it says in the Egyptian law. Set Typhon, who is the Egyptian devil, the second Set Typhon, would have to rule completely before Horus overtakes him, who is the original Christ figure. Okay? At that time, we have the white boy in his 500-year period was supposed to rule up until about 1914. But he got an extension. You can get the Nation of Islam tell you that. You can get that in the message to the black man, right? That's in the message to the black man. 1914, but he got an extension. Because we were not ready and we were still deaf, dumb, and blind. Hell, we hadn't even been out of slavery for what, about 30 years. Maybe, you know, about what? Let's see, 1865, a good 40 years, 40, maybe 50 years, okay? So we know we wasn't fit for nothing, you know what I'm saying? We still crazy, we can't rule that. Why we gotta have a Messiah to come and jumpstart our brains. Okay now, at that time, because with all the knowledge, you still take it as something good, oh, get off, and you know, you go just like, come see me as you go see Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying, make you feel good. But we ain't gonna internalize it, okay? Now, at that time, he got an extension, and he got the extension around 1904, when a blue-black god by the name of Awas, a Melchizedek, is a former Melchizedek, came back and gave a master, a white boy, who had been studying the occult sciences in England, gave them this particular, what we would call, this time extension. They had set up some orders by Blavatsky, which is in England, a woman, I think she was half black or something, she looked kind of black. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawns. These were the graduate schools of the other masonry, the York Rite, the Scottish Rite, the Groucho Rites. These were the graduate schools. So they set up the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and they had correct communication with what is called the Black Rite or the Great White Brotherhood, meaning the Christ mind, where they had the ruling people of this planet and the ruling people of this universe. They had some things telling them, well, we're going to give you this stuff so you can create this time continuum so you can have a little more time to save your behinds. They did everything, and after Blavatsky died, she lost contact with these secret chiefs, as they call them, up above. And then the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, who used Egyptian or Kemetic rituals, lost contact also. Then you had a guy who was a part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, I think he was 21 or 22, went to Kemet. When he went to Kemet, he and his wife Rose in 1914, around April the 8th, no, I think it was April the 4th through the 8th. Let me get the time right, because I want to get this good on whatever, but I'll give it to you in a few minutes. He went to Kemet around April the 4th to the 8th. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And he got his time continuum, because when he was there, his wife kept going into trance, saying, Heru or Horus is waiting for you. Horus is waiting for you. April, let's get the time right. Kept saying, Horus is waiting for you, or Heru is waiting for you. When he went there, April the 8th through the 10th, even though our stuff is on the 4th, April the 8th through the 10th, said Heru is waiting for you. And he could not understand, so she kept going into trance. He took her to the British Museum and said, well, I want to, not the British Museum, museum that was in Kemet, Egypt. And said, I want you to pick out what was summoning you. And what she picked out was a picture, and I'll pass this around. Did anybody still got my card? Huh? Okay, cool. Well, let it go on through so everybody can see it. You know, don't fall in love with it. He took her to this particular stela or slate or slab of this wood, which has hieroglyphics on it, and it has a picture of Horus, a picture of the goddess Nut, which is the triple blackness of space, a picture of this winged globe with a dot in the middle, which is the black dot in you, the Bendu seed, the black dot, and a picture of this priest, a black priest, who was in later dynasties and all, and who was a priest of the priesthood of Amun-Ra. And this particular god Horus was summoning him, and when he got this stela on this is a picture of a black man that actually called him, and on it is the actual writings and stuff that went on to translate it. By doing this, he set up a ritual to Heru or Horus, and this blue-black angel called Awa came to him and passed that around. Came to him and gave him something called a book of law. the Book of Law. This Book of Law was a book, supposedly if the white people did what was in it by rituals and by the system that this guy was going to set up later on called the OTO, his own masonry system, that they could receive something called the great works of Melanin. And once they did this, when the eon of Maya that's upon us would come in, they would be saved by this melanin, okay? By this melanin. Just, brother, just go ahead and pass it. Look, brother, don't read the book. Just go ahead and pass it on through. Just look at the picture and pass it on through. Don't be reading now. Look, don't get comfortable now. Look, I ain't trying to bust you out, but you know how it is. You know, you get bees that way sometimes. Now, what happened was, he set up this, and he got this book of law. Now, I'll explain what this book of law is. Anyway, what happened was, they were in touch with the Great White Brotherhood, or the Black White, who the order of, who Melchizedek or Awak was the top of, was the chief of. They gave them this stuff to set up a time continuum that ran out, and will run out around April, but actually ran out the first part of 1994. That's what time we in. And all. The first part of 1994. Now, I want to address the order. Is anybody here that knew the brother named Solomon from, the brother named Solomon that was a part of the Nation of Islam? He was a part of the Nation of Islam under, now I'll tell you the name of the book you need to get, because this book is a lot of scientific terms. You don't need to get that, but the book you need to get is called, to understand on a short book on Aleister Crowley, it's called The Nature of the Beast by Colin Wilson. This book, if you buy it, you won't understand nothing in there. That's why I say get the other book, which explains the whole life story. Now, there's a guy by the name of Solomon. Is anybody in here? Well, don't worry, I'll get to that later on then. I'm good. I wanted to address some things, but I want to get to that later on. Now, Melchizedek gave us an actual warning and a channeling last Saturday night. And it is to say that all of you that think you down, you must at this particular time start internalizing this particular knowledge, whereas it's not something that you talk about, it's not nothing you think about when you're at a party, or when you want to do the black thing, let somebody know you down, because it's not an intellectual thing. It's not like a badge you put on or like a new coat. They're saying that you got to start living your life like you down on frequency, 100%. You understand what I'm saying? That means anything that you think is important, like the white man's thing, is supposed to become secondary. And this is supposed to be first. We know how it is now. Don't lie. You put the white man's thing first, and you put everything else second. So whatever you put first over anything in your life is your God. Whoever feeds you, clothes you, provides your entertainment, or provides what kind of entertainment you should be listening to, or looking at, and whoever and who you worship when he gives you the picture masquerading as God. Ain't that some white man masquerading as God? That's his white Jesus Christ. That is your God. Whatever you do, you spend 24 hours almost, or either 98% of your time at work, in some job, to get some food. That is your job. That is your God. That's your God, wherever you spend most of your time doing, getting paid. That's the problem now. That's why you had Booker T. Washington told Du Bois, if you raise these money makers, that's what you will get. A race of money makers, no culture whatsoever. And once they shot the white man's leader in the world, because see, Martin Luther King was a prophet for white people. Because whatever he said, you ain't benefited. Oh, yeah, right. You go in, I got the right so I can sit down on the toilet with white people now. Whenever they shot, they profited the head. The man who was supposed to come and get them right said, well, look, this your last time to get off that beastly hood and do something right. Once they shot him in the head, the first thing they did is they marched all them Uncle Tom leaders in and paid them all off. All of them. Jesse, Andrew Young, Avenue, all of them, paid them off. They couldn't buy out Jose Williams, so they just slandered him and made him into a drunk. We'll just mess your character up. You understand? You see? Now, the key is you're a race of money makers, and this is the reason why you haven't been able to get your stuff together. You worried about getting paid. Okay? We understand what is taking up most of your time. All right? Now, let's go on. You must internalize that next check, or once you quit that job, you need to start today. Take it and leave it alone, because you will bear witness to it very soon if you ain't down by this stuff now. The time of teaching is up. As like we said, I'm beyond time up here teaching a group of black people that done had every kind of doctrine come to them for the last 50-something years, or the last, let's say the last 60 years. You done had everything. You see what I'm saying? It's time is out, okay? But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the ball on the roll on what's getting ready to go down and all of that whatnot, or what's getting ready to come in the whole 9 yards. Now, let's go. I'm making good time. We're going to find out. Now, what's happening is this. The earth is getting ready to come with project evacuation. That means that they got to reshape this earth back into what it was before, in order and balance. Number one, they got to tear down all the buildings. Because remember that in ancient Kemet, we built from spiritual purposes up. If it didn't have a spiritual connotation, we didn't do it. You didn't even have sex now unless it had a spiritual connotation. It's called making gods. When the celestial thing got out of the way and the science, that practice got out of order, we made that evil. And you can see what you want, but you can go and take the human artificials and get into that whole thing. I got 4 hours on that. Now, what happens is this. They got to change this planet. They got to transform this planet back into its original path. They got to tear down all these buildings because the white man trying to copy Egypt or trying to copy Kemet. He built all these doggone buildings, and these buildings don't have no spiritual connotation. Now the planet got a doggone wobble in it because all these buildings. So they got to clean this beast civilization off because he has raped the planet. Okay? He has raped the planet. So there's project evacuation, which means 2 things. 2 ways they're going to do this. They're going to do it. Some people are going up the cosmic ladder spiritually. Those people that are going up the cosmic ladder spiritually, they're going this way, up a higher path, getting to what you call closer to the brotherhood, or the great white brotherhood, which is not white people. The Christ light comes from black. Light is nothing but a reflection of the triple blackness of space, or we call the black light of Osiris, which Osiris means the god of the perfect black, and I'll get into the science. Some people are going this way. The other people, if they're on the frequency mentally, who did not go through the actual task of lifting themselves up by opening up the chakras and all of that. If you down mentally, because every thought that you think is being recorded on what is called the Akashic Records. So don't think, well, I'm going to wait till the last minute and I'm going to go, yeah, I'm not. It don't go that way. You see what I'm saying? You see. It don't go that way. They already know. It's just like that Santa Claus saying, know when you naughty and you nice. You understand what I'm saying? But this ain't no big fat stink. White man in no red suit. Now, key about that is this. Those people that are on the frequency who haven't attained a certain level of spirituality will be evacuated also with a mothership. Now, anybody should know by now. I don't want to get into the whole thing about UFOs, because anybody should know now that there are such things as other life and UFOs in the whole 9 yards. Hell, we own other planets. We're the gods of the universe. So they got motherships. The one that you hear of in the Nation of Islam is a mothership that will take you to what is called the subterranean world, or the Crystal City, which if you go to several places, Shambhala, which is in Asia, Mount Kilimanjaro, somewhere in a hidden part, Kentucky is one, Memphis is one, ancient Kemet is one, and a couple other places. When you go to those places, you can go down, which is called the subterranean world, where there's a whole other world. And on that world live the most superior of us. You see, the most backwards live on top of the planet. The most superior live in the planet. In a whole other world, with a whole, what you call a nocturnal sun, which is another sun, which is nothing but a chakra, electromagnetic forces, where you got a whole other beautiful paradise. So for those people who need ascension, that does not lift themselves up spiritually, they will go under the earth, or in the subterranean world, for a safe haven. Okay? 2 types of ascensions going on. The point about it is, as a man and woman thinketh in his heart, so is he or she. You understand? So we talk about being on the frequency as far as your mind, and we talk about internalizing it. You understand what I'm saying? We're not talking about doing the white man's thing and doing your own thing as you please, and not internalizing this particular stuff where it becomes a part of your everyday life. This is all I think about 24/7. This is it. Even if I'm around the people out on the outside, while I'm around them going crazy, I'm thinking of this stuff in my mind. I'll be talking to you, hugging you, grinning, laughing, but I'm thinking of this in my mind. There's not an hour of any 30-minute period where I'm not thinking of this particular science. This is what we're trying to get you to be on. This is it. This is the time to start thinking. Put everything off and get down with the frequency, as we call it, right now. To get this lift up. Now, what is the frequency? The frequency is this. If you're a soul song and you got 19 slots on the country stations, you can't get into none of them 19 slots because you own the wrong frequency. You go up a notch to the frequency, you might have 19 slots on the soul station so you can get played. So we talk about a mind thing here. You understand? To start thinking this in your mind to get on the frequency so you can get the good and all the beauty that is coming down the tube for our people. Okay? This is what's coming down the tube. But we want spiritual warriors and we want people that can help. Can help the people when all hell breaks loose. You can be assistance to help your people by knowing what time it is. No, mama, it ain't the end of the world like you think. You need to do this and you need to do that. It's the end of an eon. And the end of an eon is not the end of the world per se, but it is the end of an existence of a government that is in existence at that time when this cycle changed. It is the end of that rule. So don't go out on don't fall and go out on nobody else's cycle. Come in on your own cycle. But remember, if you think white, you go out white. If you think like the beast, you go out like the beast. And the sad part about it is you're going to see a few of them that have done the right thing, as Muhammad said, that'll be looking at you going out on some cycles that they could have gone out on, but they did the right thing. So don't think this way. You understand? We talk about a mindset here, okay? So this is what's going on, project evacuation at this particular time right now. Also, there's a tunnel in ancient Kemet. I think it's in the area, Dakar, near the King Zoster, the first step pyramid of Saqqara. I think there's one there. There's a tunnel that leads, there's a tunnel that leads from Memphis, Kemet to Memphis, Egypt. It's a tunnel. No, Memphis, Egypt from Memphis, Kemet to Memphis, Tennessee. Okay? Right. To Memphis, Tennessee. There's a tunnel that leads there. So we talk about this underground world. Okay? Now, I made the point on my last thing that some people could not understand this. I said, well, some white people got melanin. Look, go back and get Richard King's book, African Origins of Biological Psychiatry, where he tells you that 85% of African Americans have what is called a functional pineal gland that secretes melanin. He says 85% of white people have a calcified pineal gland that doesn't secrete melanin and it does not give them the actual substance to survive on the planet when the planet gets ready to get rid of them. But he says 85%, that means you still got 15% of white people that's not even white. They are black people. They have them black babies all the time, put them up for adoption and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so you have a 15%. Now, with the 15%, that's still a great deal where you're going to have some white people that's going to turn against their people because they know what time it is. And they're going to try to come help us. Well, if they do the right thing, then God bless them. They be down. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to turn against their people. You see. And, not 15%. Because some of them don't thinking they white. It's talking about within that 15% and some other ones that do not have the melanin will turn against their people and try to do the right thing. But eventually, they will live 1,000 years, but they will have to be killed too if they don't receive the melanin. Now, if they are part of that 15% that got the melanin, they don't have to worry about it. But even if they do the right thing and they are saved from the cut list of who they're going to take the beast off the planet, eventually, they would have to die too later on. Probably they say, well, they'll live 1,000 years for their effort. But that means, what do they mean by that? They mean that they're going to have to rechannel that mutant into positive energy into positive energy. Number one, I tell you that the same fabric that is in the triple blackness of space is none other than the melanin in the base of your skull. The most concentrated part is throughout your whole body, not through your skin. Okay? That particular stuff is the triple blackness of space. Number one, I gave you the Smithsonian magazine of June 1990, where the scientists concluded that the stuff that holds the star clusters or hold the stars in space is none other than melanin. They don't say it, that's what it is. And it's around us now. This current is around us now. It's a current that's around us. It is a melanin current that is around us now. The actual sign, remember I told you that you are a small star, and what you do is once you go to a certain level, you become a star. On the staff of the medical staff that you see on the thing with the two snakes going up, which is nothing but the staff of Tahuti out of Kemet. In there you'll see a black dot and some wings. That black dot means melanin in you, but also that black dot is in the middle of every star that you see up there. And when a star burns out, in the core of it is nothing but concentrated melanin. The black holes in space is nothing but this melanin. I said that they gave the actual article in Smithsonian magazine. We were lucky enough to actually, they were given the article and they were actually introducing a book. The name of the book is by Marcia Bartuski. M-A-R-C-I-A B-A-R-T-U-S-I-A-K. Bartuski or whatever. You get the tape and you can get it off there, whatever. The book is called Through a Universe Darkly, a cosmic tale of ancient ethers, certain ethers, which is certain elements of melanin that you can go on right inside your brain. You get on certain levels of melanin. And each melanin gives you certain spiritual experiences right inside your brain. In here is a small universe. And what you think out there, those stars are actually all around you. You got to look at if it's on other dimensions. Your parents and all of me invoked in here, they are here now, but they're just on other dimensions. Some of you just got the spiritual eye. Open the third eye, or either psychic abilities, you can see them, or see glimpses of them, or the auras, or whatever. The book is called The Cosmic Tale of Ancient Ethers, the Dark Matter and the Fate of the Universe. The fate of the universe, okay? Now, that's that black stuff, which always goes back to the melanin. So when the white boy tells you that you cut me and I bleed, no, say, hell, a dog bleed, a hog bleed, but you're worse than the dog, because the dog has melanin. He has some degree of that. Melanin is in every concentrated form of the universe except two things, the white man and the pig. We found this out because, not only that, because we found out that they're dying what is called melanoma. They're getting wiped off right now as skin cancer. That's why I think the kids can't even go outside in Europe till after 3 o'clock to play because the skin cancer is killing them. And the white women's breasts are rotting off. Not just like breast cancer. We're talking about entire families, a genetic strain in the mutant families is rotting. They might have one white woman to be saved. They had it in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, they showed this particular thing. This was all forms of skin cancer where the earth said we're getting rid of the mutant, but our cosmic ray is coming from Sirius. Okay? The empress even heard this because they even came to her and told her this in the spirit that we're killing them off with this particular ray. And if they don't have the melanin, they can't exist on the planet. Take the AWAS back the way I go into the whole 9 yards. But there's only two things that can survive that catch what is called melanoma skin cancer. And that is the white man and a pig. And there's a ritual in Kemet called turning men into pigs, where you get some science in that grafting process of Yaku, which I also showed you there's a shrine in ancient Kemet. Get the book Donald Redford, Ancient Canaan and Israel in Ancient Times. Egypt, Canaan, and Israel in ancient times, where he actually gives you the documents on worship with the Hyksos kings used to worship a god, which is the priesthood of Set Typhon, which is the second set, the devil. And that god that he used to worship was called Yaku Ker. Same stuff the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you to believe. Right in the actual, they got a shrine and they got the actual archaeological evidence of this. It's also in a book called History of Israel by Bright. But the Yaku Ker is a practice, and you can get that. A guy by the name of Donald Redford. Get my last tape and I talk about that. I showed the book. I thought I brought it today, but I didn't. Okay. Now, so there's 15% of them that don't. I just want to put that on there. wanted to put that on there. Now, also, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Also, we might be able to entertain questions and answers. There's a cat. The cats and the animals are coming across the beach now and they're biting. They got things now. But see, now what happened was in the tabloids, like the Inquirer and the Star, there had been a rag so long where they printed the untruth, where most people don't even believe the tabloids now. Now the government is putting the stuff in the tabloids because they know that most people won't believe it. But a person that know what time it is. So now, cats and stuff are starting to bite white people, and they got this plague now, and they're going to say another black plague get ready to come on. So now the animals are taking them off the planet also. You see what I'm saying? The dogs are biting them, the cats biting them. And you know all about the actual hurricanes and the storms and all that. Right after I did my last election, the earthquake happened in California. Now, one of the psychic sisters already told me that she's lived in Chicago now, that they told her that California has bad karma because California, which was a part that in the West where the actual European was supposed to have his spiritual centers and get some of his stuff together. He never did do it. He invented Hollywood and it spread lies out of the Native Americans and had you looking like buffoons and all kinds of stuff where Hollywood is the main function of keeping you deaf right now because you don't think like a black person, you think like a TV set. So it's got a bad karma. Also, Sister Tarsili back here, also said that she gave me some information, God bless her, that it was also called, it was named after the Indian goddess Kali, California Kali, the black god Kali, and we're into the black cycle right now. Remember, there's the black stuff that's all on the planet, a black current, and that cycle is the black cycle called Kali, which is also melanin. So the black man's heaven is the white man's hell, just like the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. The melanin will take him out if he doesn't have it. This planet is going, so they're having different things that's going on in California because they got a bad karma. So that's just the tip of the iceberg what you saw. And just imagine now, if these got all these bombs, but we can have a few split seconds and can cripple you. You know what I mean? Not even 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Can cripple him and make all that much devastation. So you know the powers that we got are much more funkier than what he had. Okay? We got the real deal juice here. And we dealing with the force of the universe. And some of the brothers and sisters in the subterranean world, and some of the brothers and sisters that are situated all on the planet, is actually bringing about that weather and all that stuff. Okay? That's what's doing it. Some of the indigenous people is hooked in.